Hey, what's up guys? Anthony Ford. Excuse me if my voice is a little off today. I've been battling a little bit of some sort of cold or something. I'm not sure. At my demossville deck project, we're armoring this deck. Listen, we're putting it on really thick on this deck. There's a lot of sun. Check this bad boy out. It beats down. It beats down on the outside of this deck, especially the fascia, all day long. And so we're putting an extra thick layer of armor on this deck. So it's going to feature UV block, which is one of our features. We have such a thick coating that it takes the sun's UV rays longer to break it down. Also, our coating has UV blockers in it that fights, it refracts damaging UV rays, right? This deck on the outside was a red color, and we're painting it a gold color, and I really like it. It's turning out really well. Also, we're locking down all the splinters on this deck, right? So our new feature, we're coming out with names for our features for our product, right? So SPLINTERLOCK is what we come up with. So another feature this deck gets is SPLINTERLOCK. It's a little bit of an older deck, so it's got some fraying and damaged wood. Our coating's super thick, right? So it locks down that stuff and makes it not impossible. We don't want to give anybody the idea that it's impossible for them to get a splinter, but it makes it highly improbable for you to get a splinter once our coating is on your deck, right? Another thing that this deck will be able to fight is algae and mildew growth. All right, so that stuff that you guys have growing on the side of your house every year doesn't like to grow on this too much. Reason being, the armor, our coating, it's constantly expanding and contracting, right? And it's just a non-hospitable place for algae and mildew to grow. All right, and we got algae and mildew side additives in our coating that also prevent it from growing, that stop it from growing. So it's sort of like double protection in a way. Okay. Soon, we just finished up on the outside here. Soon we're going to go ahead and we're going to coat the deck floor. It's getting just depending on how it builds, it'll either get 3 or 4 layers of our armor cross weave one way and then the opposite direction and then back the opposite direction, and it'll be a super high build. Up here in this deck floor is uncovered. There's not a lot of sun up here that hits. Sure, there's some, but there's not a lot. Let me turn the camera around here a little bit. We're filling in gaps and stuff with elastomer on these boards that have been really damaged by UV rays. The sun has started splintering these boards, and we're filling all that in before we armor over top of them. These rails are pretty done. They probably get another coat, but it's just super hard for you. When we talk about splinter lock, right? It's just really hard because all the fraying and the loose wood and the splinters have all been locked down by our coating. So it's really hard for you to get any type of splinter. Here you go. This is normally where you would get a splinter with wood, would be through here. And we just have this locked down with our coating. There's just not, like if a little kid took their hand through here, it would be really hard for them to pick up a splinter. It's just not going to happen. Additionally, from this, I'd have to check with my guys where they're at, but I believe that this is actually going to get another coat on top of it. So this stuff here that you see will be locked down even more, be even more thicker on top of that. So it's super hard. That's the great thing about splinter lock with little kids. I know my little kids end up getting splinters from old decks and stuff like that constantly. And it's just really hard once we armor these completely for you to pick up splinter. Not impossible, but hard. Here's the deck floor itself that we'll be coating. Just haven't made it up here yet. But what we'll do when we armor this, we'll go with the grain, and then we'll come back against the grain, and then go back with the grain. If it needs a fourth coat, we'd go back against the grain, right? And what we do is, we do all that before the coating completely dries. So in a way, it creates this kind of cross weave pattern that all dries together, right? And it makes the armor even stronger. If you have a deck project, or you're thinking about saying, hey, look, I might go out and spend my life savings on composite this year, right? We want you to know that there's another option. We restore badly weathered decks, docks, foundations every year with our super tough coating. And we can help you too. Chances are we can help you too. Down below this post, there's a little button that says get message or send message. Press that where you can send us a message, and we can set up a quote and come out and talk with you. Okay? Thanks for watching.